Okay, so what I did. I have 2 angle brushes, slightly thicker one, slightly thinner one, and a big thick brush. Is this all I used? No. And a little pointy thin angle brush. This is what I use for lining. So what I do with the eyes, so I've got super squinty, teeny tiny dinky eyes, like they're super squinty. And then when I smile, it's like you want to practice doing this so you don't look like a freak when you smile because your eyes are so small. Yeah, so what I do is line the entire eye in the lightest shade I'm using, which is right here. And then what I do after I've covered the eye area, after I've applied the eye primer, I then take the smaller angled brush and I mix in the black. And I just come into the corner and yeah, if I could like make this happen. I angle up, I angle in, yes, since I'm doing it this way, in. So I basically create a triangle. It doesn't have to look beautiful because you're going to smudge it and make it actually look like it should. So you're just going to make like an angle, forming the corner of your eye in an angle. You want to do the richest shade there because that's the most important start to your eyes. Then what I did next was take another hit of the white, swipe it over the eye area. And then I go to the blue, and again, I form the angle again, but I bring the angle in a little further at the top. So I bring it to like halfway point, the top. And then again, I come back and hit it a little bit more with the white. And then I go to the Cabernet, which is the purpley color. And then I do the angle while trying to blend. So at this point, I'm smudging a little more. I'm not harsh lines. I'm smudging a little more. I bring it all the way down into the corner of my eye. So, you know, it's taking the whole shape of the eye. Just the top. You want to leave the inside corner white. So after that, I took the white and I did just a little more in only the corner of my eye here. I didn't do it all over for the last time. I just did it in the corner of my eye. And then I followed up with, am I doing this right? Yeah. Then I followed up with the Josie Maran Rem Pen in Moss. And I did above the line that I had created with the darker color. It adds a little more depth to the eye. Let's see. Yeah. It adds a little more depth to the eye so you can see that there's a little more color above the eye crease. And then what I did was apply the lightest Argan oil Illuminizer to the brow bone and just above the eyebrow. Obviously my brows were done prior to my applying the eyeshadow, but I apply it to the brow bone and above the eye just to create a crisper, higher arched brow. For the liner, what I did was I actually followed all 3 colors, the black, the navy, and the Cabernet, under the eye line, not in the inside of the eye line, underneath of it, and I just smudged it in, and then I applied the Buried Treasure on the inside of the eye line, and then I did the lashes. And then for my cheeks, I did the bronzer simply as I would like a regular blush along the whole cheek. Did it on my nose, just down to touch my chin a little bit, and then you do a slight V up at the top here. It's really very effective. It's kind of nice just to create a slimmer silhouette on the face. And then I took Tarte's Amazonian Clay, best blush ever, Blushing Bride, and I just did like half of the brow, or half of the cheek, just to create more of a line, a cheekbone line. I don't really have cheekbones, I don't think. But it creates more of a line, it's more aesthetic to look at, and it's when you're as pale as me, sometimes it's not as good to bring a lot of color under the cheeks because then it kind of makes your whole face look pink. So I try to only do a half bright color and then use the bronzer just as a what's the word I'm looking for? Just to contour the color along my face so it looks natural. Then lastly, I tap the cheeks, the inside of my eye, and the nose with more argan oil Illuminizer. The biggest thing with this Illuminizer, for the nose especially, is it creates a slimmer nose. So your nose looks, especially if you have issues with your nose. I don't, so don't think that's why I do it. I actually just like the way that it looks. But if you have issues, you say you don't like the bottom of your nose, you don't like it, it'll make the whole nose itself look slimmer, so it might be something for you to just give a shot, see if you like it. And then, as I said, I finish with the lips, a little finishing powder, little spurts to the face. You're ready to go. I know it's a lot of steps, it's a lot of makeup, a lot more than I thought I used, but really, I'm not a makeup artist, as I've said before. I don't want anyone to think that I can do makeup and make it look fabulous every time, because I really can't. Sometimes it takes me a while just to make a face happen. This is pretty quick. I'm really good with doing the darker looked eye. It's an easier look for me to pull off than lighter colors. I think I'm just better with darker shading. So, especially for camera and film purposes, it's easy for me to just put it on and use the film as a guideline as to how dark it actually is. So that could be something for you to consider, especially if you're using it for filming your vlogs, taking photos, what have you, just to use a camera, because when you have it on camera such as this, your eyes don't necessarily have to be perfect as you would if you're going out. You want super clean lines. When I do it on the camera, sometimes they're not super clean, sometimes it's a little more spotted, but you're not picking that up on the camera. So I don't fret about these things because of the fact that I'm not picking it up on the camera just shows the color, and that's really all that I'm trying to do and achieve when I do the makeup for these vlogs. I hope that you guys aren't super bummed by my video, that it's not like a full-on tutorial, because I just am not gifted in that area. I could maybe give that a whirl in a few months and see how that goes if you guys want me to do another. If you do, leave a little notey note on the bottom and I will try to accommodate. So I hope that this was good enough and give you enough tips on how to work out the makeup and what makeup products that I use and the colors that I used today. Okay, so please subscribe. More makeup, beauty, skincare, hair care, shoe unboxings, clothes, etc. are coming your way. And you can check out my blog at CupcakesRingsandGlitteryThings.com. Follow me on Twitter at glitterythings_. And don't forget to hit me up on Instagram. I'm at glitterythings, and I will talk to you later.